So are they born or are leaders made? That is always the biggest question. The popular, maybe politically correct phrase is to say that all leaders are made, but that's not true. Leadership is not totally a born thing either. If you're going to lead, you have to have some sort of natural aptitude for that. You can't be so antisocial that you're not around people, and then you can't be so pandering that you have to take a poll before you make a decision. Both of these are horrible ways to lead. Leadership is both an attribute you're born with and something you can develop. I tend to think, just like everything else in life, you are born with certain characteristics in leadership, and that you have a certain potential cap that once you hit it, you're not going to be able to be a better leader. Doesn't mean you can't lead more people, but you have a natural level cap. Just like with if you're in a gym and you're working out, your body has a natural upper limit. You can use things to get above that limit, but those you take them away, and you'll go back down again. So that's kind of the way I view leadership. Is it's also a genetic game, just like everything in life. That's why I believe people should be equal before the law, but not necessarily equality of outcome. Equity is disastrous thought, because let's view it through leadership. The fact that everyone does not have the same upper limit for leadership should be very obvious. You will know how well you can handle leadership. You want the best leaders rising to the top. You want the mediocre leaders somewhere in the middle. You want the bad leaders at the bottom. That is typically how it's done. If you're starting out in a workplace and you are blessed to have a fantastic leader at the bottom, feel blessed, because that leader will probably work their way up to the top. If you're at the bottom and you have a horrible boss, horrible leader, well, that's par for the course. Bad leaders tend not to elevate quickly, and if you're a leader and you get elevated above your competency level, most often you're going to be kicked back down, or worse. So how do you know your own? How do you know others' limits? I don't think you can really know another person's limits, but you can know your own. And if you are a leader and you're trying to make a job or a career out of it, you need to know what you can handle and what you can't. It doesn't mean don't stretch yourself. It doesn't mean get out there and look for new tools or stuff. But if you're high on the big five's neuroticism and you get stressed out really easy, you probably don't want a leadership role in anything high stress. That's probably not the right role for you. It's probably not the right place for you to be. On the other hand, if you can handle tons of stress and it does not bother you, man, climb up that hierarchy. If you're good at leadership, we need excellent leaders. We need people who know what they're doing. So all leadership, no matter what, even if you're born a good leader, you can learn new things that will amplify your leadership ability beyond recognition. If you're born a horrible leader, you can get better. You'll never be, if you have a good leader who's a natural born leader who works really hard at leadership and puts in like 60 hours a week in leadership, and you've got a poor leader who puts in 60 hours a week, the natural born leader will almost universally outpace the mediocre or poor leader. But I believe in two things here. The innate talent of a leader and the work ethic of the leader. So if you're a leader and you're a good leader but you have a poor work ethic, a mediocre leader can outpace you. But if you're a good leader and you have a good work ethic, and a mediocre leader and a mediocre work ethic, the good leader can outpace the mediocre leader. This is life. Such is life. Life is not fair. It's never fair. And as leaders, you need to understand that, because there will come times when you're trying to reach out and pick a subordinate, and you need to know this, that not all subordinates will have the ability to be a good second. People people are different. Everybody is different. There are unique people all over the world. There's no two same people. And you need to find seconds. You need to find people who can back you up, a team that has extremely high competency and extremely high work ethic. If you're a leader and you can find those two things, they are like taking steroids. They are going to boost your leadership ability beyond recognition, beyond what you can do on your own. A poor leader with a fantastic team surrounding them will absolutely dominate a good leader with a poor team. So always remember that. It's who you surround yourself with. But while you're looking for these people to surround yourself with, make sure they're highly competent and make sure they are hardworking. And it also helps if they know how to get along with each other. Because if they can't play well with others and you as a leader don't have the skill and the ability to help them, to make them get along with one another, your team can descend into chaos. But leaders are born, period. Leaders are born. Your leadership potential is born, and then you can create and strengthen that through skill. So it's just like anything else in life. If you want to be a fantastic leader, work hard at it. If you're naturally born a poor leader and you work really hard your whole life, you can probably become a good leader. If you're a fantastic born leader and you work really hard your whole life, you can probably become a fantastic, great leader. So work hard. If you want to go and you want to lead, know what you're getting into, know your limitations, and work extraordinarily hard. No matter what people tell you, I always tell people, this is what I say. No matter what people tell you, whatever you set out to do in life is going to be 3 times harder than the hardest you think it's going to be. And after that 3 times harder than you think it's supposed to be, you're getting close to about where it is. This is life. It doesn't matter how easy you may have it, how fortunate you may be. When you set out to do things that stretch you, that are beyond your skill sets, that are important, big things, they're going to be 3 times harder than what you expect. So you just need to know that you got to put your head down, put your nose to the grindstone, and work very, very hard.